This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow.
Coach, the rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Carolina Panthers and the Baltimore Ravens. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 13 yards, first down, Panthers.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it's going to be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Let's go, team.
Right back to him on first down. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The UCLA product, Kenny Young, had the tackle.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the Ravens' 41-yard line.
They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They'll set up to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try and run for it. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. Jason Garrett might be wanting to reconsider the decision to go for it there. And this crowd loves it as their guys hold on the opening drive. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And to give this time to the tailback. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Buying time to his left. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Got a man. It's Brown. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And the Panthers will get the football back. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stop.
And it'll be intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. That one good for 13 and a Raven 1st down.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. No score after 1 on EA Sports.
No score.
Check 24.
They'll run on 1st down. Barlow. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down and 4, Jackson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it, because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Big gains in succession. Last one was over 20. This one over 30. Not really any offense for them to speak of here in this first half. Maybe that's what they needed, that big play.
Yeah, and it seems that maybe everything changes right there. They've been a little slow out of the gate. We've seen that. But that one big play, that could spark a big burst right here.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down, eluding the pressure right, and avoids the contact by sliding. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Here's Jackson. The quick slant caught. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
A terrible spot for a holding call as he'll try again, but now from further back on first and goal. From the gun, it's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's second and goal.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
To throw again on second down. Jackson flush to his right. And that is incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. That's Luke Kuechly with a sack.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on third down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. You talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
Now back to throw. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe that. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tyus Bowser in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Keep it up, guys. Mike 40, check, he's coming. I smell it.
Back to throw. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a fourth down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Jackson going to get this out to Brown. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a third down. From the gun, Jackson. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. The Ravens send their punter out now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Fielded at about the 28. And how about this? He takes it all the way back. No time, no flags. A punt return touchdown and a stunning end of the first half.
And they kicked it to him. They kicked it to him.
And this is no good. He missed it. Not a good start here in the kicking department, as this remains a 6-3 score. So we come upon halftime. 6-3 is our score. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
Check, 59.
Throwing on second down, Jackson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Here we go. You go take.
On third down, Jackson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now, the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
They'll try and run with their fullback. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Forced out to his left. That one going to be complete to David Moore. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a first down.
Under 10, under 10.
Looking to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Kenny Young in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
On first down, Barlow. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
What has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
Jackson now. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. 25 yards that time. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Jackson's throw caught here by Boykin. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. Jackson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs.
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Ravens have retaken the lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And he'll give it here to his running back. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts this down to a 3rd and about 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And this winds up a disaster. Nowhere near the marker. Jason Garrett might be wanting to reconsider the decision to go for it there. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape.
Hey, let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength. Take 4, take 4. Watch the safety creep.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. They'll roll him out right. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. This will be caught by Brown. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet. Okay, being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down inside the 25 before he's out of bounds.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Kenny Young has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He'll drop to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Tyus Bowser in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah. He needs better protection, that's for sure. Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Figuring they're going for it on fourth down. Remember, though, they do have all 3 timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those 3 timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Ravens are going to get the football back. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand. 10
yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
He's checking. Crash.
They'll keep it on the ground. Barlow. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Looking deep downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this one down near the 15. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Jackson fighting through pressure. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that wasn't a completion, but it wasn't a sack either. So the good takeaway, able to extend the life of the play. Normally, you would think he'd just take off and run downfield. He was trying to find an open receiver, unable to do so.
And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. He spins free. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Back to throw here. Flushed out right. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed.